Hello, my scrappy friends, and welcome to my channel once again today. This is my second share for December for Cut to You, and my second share for the 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. So this is day 10, and this is today's cut file, Merry Everything, which I really like. This is the page that I created with this cut file, and I have a tutorial for you. So what I've got here is the exact file that I cut, and I'm going to get my Cameo to cut the inside pieces. The first thing I did was right click and remove compound path, and so then I got all the individual lines. I then went in and deleted the very outline edge of everything. And then you just saw I went in and all of the little bits and pieces, I went in and deleted those as well. So what I'm left with is the inside of all of the letters. You can see here that I am working on the dash, and what I did is I just drew a rectangle around the two pieces of the rectangle that were there, and then deleted the two pieces, and I'm using the one piece of the rectangle. I have gone to the offset window and selected all of the letters, and gone to offset and done an offset of, I think it was 0.03 or something, but that is a definitely personal option of how big you want it. What I'm doing here is I'm just showing you, I'm making sure that my lines are overlapped there, right click and weld those two shapes together so that it cuts as one piece. And my internal letters are now ready to be sent to my Cameo. I've jumped forward. I've got a little glassine bag here. So the photo that I'm scrapbooking today is actually the photo that I used on our Christmas cards for last year. I realized that I hadn't scrapped them yet, so that's what I'm doing here. I haven't got to it yet. I'm going to print the other photos that we didn't use for our Christmas card at 3x4 size and slip them into this little envelope that I am customizing the size for. I'm just marking out a little bit bigger than 3x4 on this little bag. I'm going to go around it with gold thread on my sewing machine, and then I'm going to trim it down. It's going to get tucked behind my photo. Rubbed out those pencil lines, and I'm just using my trimmer here to cut down the excess here. These photos were taken by my father-in-law last Christmas. I knew I wanted something with our family on it, and they live not in some bushland. They live with bushland on their property. So I kind of said to my father-in-law, would you please take our photos for Christmas? We've got some Christmas hats. And then he led us to this little area on their block and snapped away for us. I really love these photos. They're fun. We've got quite a few that with one of the boys pulling a stupid face, or the husband pulling a stupid face, or something. But I really love them. So I have backed that cut file with a piece of pattern paper from the Pink Fresh Studio. Hang on, I can't remember what the collection's called. It's one of last year's holiday wishes. So I've used a paper called Season's Greetings, which is the blue one with all the postmarks on it in all those different colours, to back my cut file. I'm also going to use that to back my white cardstock that I've trimmed down. And I wanted, so one of my all-time favorite color combos ever is light pink and navy blue, and there is some light pink in those circles. I did show you my swatch book next to the pattern paper so that you could see which color I was trying to match it to, and I picked this Shimmerz color, Cotton Candy, and I am just using a paintbrush. And you can see I'm literally just whacking the paint on there without too much rhyme or reason, flicking out the ends so that I get like flicky ends. for want of a better word. I've let that dry. I think I used my heat tool, but because it was such a light coat, it didn't need very much drying time at all. I'm coming in with some splatters here in the same colour, which is the Shimmerz in Cotton Candy. It is the Spritz. So I'm adding my splatters there, and then what am I doing? What colour have I got? I think this is the red. Yeah, this is the red. I used my Kuretake Gansai Tambi. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Watercolours in a red colour. Then I'm going to go in and add some bigger splatters with the pink with the paintbrush. I've got Minor 49 here, also by Shimmerz, and this one is a what? It has shimmer. It's very pretty. That's an Inklings. So I'm just going in and adding splatters with my paintbrush again. And now, while that dries, I am going to add some foam behind my cut file. I don't make you watch all this because it is not fun. But I've got lots of little offcuts, so I'm going to use those. This is my background all dried. I ran around the edge of my white cardstock and also my photo in the sewing machine with some gold thread, and I'm just going to stick my white cardstock to this pattern paper. You can see I've gutted that. I love this pattern paper, so I did want to hoard it. It did hurt a little bit to cut into it, but I really love the end design. I felt like I needed something else behind my photo, so I tried some tissue paper and I just felt it was getting lost, so I'm going to mount that on some white cardstock and trim that down. Bring in the white tissue paper again. I give it a go with a couple of layers and I'm like, nope. And then for this, I was trying to decide if I wanted my photo and the title to overlap or if I wanted them separate. I do muck around with that for a little while. While I can't decide on that, I'm going to stick down my little bag here. So that's ready for the photos to go in. And at this point, I was kind of like, I need something else here. What am I going to do? I really like the pop of red in the photo, so I was like, okay, maybe this ho 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 tissue paper, which is white with red ho ho ho's all over it. I felt like it worked behind the photo, but I felt like I needed more. So you saw there, I laid it straight over my background, and I really, really like how that looks. So I'm going to tear myself a bigger piece. It wasn't quite long enough. I also didn't love that one of the edges was a straight edge. I've just torn that to size and I'm like, yes, this is exactly what this page needs. It brings that extra little pop of red. Going to tear down my tissue paper a tiny bit more. Pretty sure on the two sides at the top. Still not sure if I'm going to overlap them or not. I'm like, yes, love this. Yes, totally what I'm doing. Take all that off again. Move my background. I've got some matte medium here, paintbrush. I'm just going to paint that onto the back. Again, I do not make you watch all of this. It is not the most exciting thing in the world to watch. You can see I've just painted it on the back. I do need to be a bit more careful. And then I realised at the last minute here that it was my ho-ho-hos were upside down. So I just flipped that over. What I'm going to grab here is my brayer. So I just use my brayer to get it all completely flat on there. I'm cleaning it off as the matte gel spread out. I was really careful when I did this because I didn't want the splatters and all the colour in the background to move, so I was super careful with where I was putting the matte gel, and I dried that off with my heat gun. I really love how that background looks now. It's perfect. I you saw me trying to put a layer behind my photo, and I was having a real hard time trying to work out what I was going to do. And then I had this one other pattern paper I have two other pattern papers from this collection. This one, which I thought I was going to cut apart and use some of those on this layout, which I don't do. But I am going to use it as a layer behind my photo. I don't normally like check pattern. It just doesn't do it for me. But here you just kind of get a little peek of the white and the green, and I just really like how it lifts the photo just that little bit extra. Straightening up my edges because I did cut them with my scissors, and adding in some foam behind my photo, give it a little bit of dimension. If you've ever seen me move my photo onto something else when I flip it over to put adhesive on, it's because I know that I've got crap all over my mat, and I don't want to get crap all over my photo as well. So my layers are together there, and I'm back to the, do I have them touching? Do I separate them? Do I have them touching? Do I separate them? In the end, I do decide to have them touching. I think that I prefer it. It's kind of a bit more cohesive. And here I go sticking. I did add, maybe I added it at the end. I have gone back in and added splatters over the top of that tissue paper, but I can't remember if I did that before I stuck everything down or after. So my title is stuck down. I think my photo is stuck down as well. And I've left this in for you. I've left in my process for embellishing. I really love these epoxy dots. I really, really love them. And you can see I've pulled out 3 of them in green. Sorry for my fat head. And you can see I'm just trying to tuck those in, and I pretty quickly move away from this idea. As much as I love them, I just don't feel like they worked with this page. Trying to build on those, and I'm like, nah. So I've pulled those off. Find the little deer, who is adorable, and that little bird, which is also adorable, and then the little mouse. It's part of me that kind of wishes I put that mouse on. Season's Greetings I thought was perfect as well, because it is it's for our Christmas cards for last year. But the little bird was facing the wrong way. So I'm trying all these different pieces. I really like the little pop of blue. I was looking for something brown to go with the reindeer. And I went back to the bird that I had to start with the little Christmas hat on. And you can see I'm just flicking through the ephemera here, trying to get some inspiration on what I want to do. I can't even tell what that is that I added up the top there. I moved it. Oh, I've got one of the wood veneer pieces as well. I think it's from the same collection. It says 'Tis the Season. I'm like, yep, that's perfect. Then I found these little light strings, which I thought were just so cute. Playing around with what I can add up the top here. Found another little light string, and then I was like, okay, I'm sure there was more. 1, 2, and then I've got, I think that label stays there. Trying to see what else I can add, and I don't really end up adding anything else because I really like the way this, it feels balanced to me. So I'm going to stick all that down. Then I'm coming back in with the wood veneer. I've got these little stars. I'm going to add in 3 to each of the 2 clusters. So they're half wood veneer and half gold. And I like that then that wood is on that diagonal from the top right to the bottom left. So I'm going to add 3 more up here. The adhesive came off one of them, so I just used my glue. Trying to get on something else. Oh no, the label came off. So I've just got to add my photos into that little pocket there. But this is my layout finished. I think I'll include my journaling in that little pocket as well. And that is my finished page. I have a ton of close-ups for you. I really had heaps of fun with this page. Make sure you follow the links in the description box to get this for free. It is only available until midnight Australian Eastern Standard Time on the 10th of December 2019. So follow that link, use the code. I hope that you're enjoying these 12 days of giveaways. It's so fun. I'm loving seeing what all of the design team have put together, and I can't wait to see what you guys are creating with these beautiful cut files that Gwen has created. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how else these are used. So, as always, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you have enjoyed, and I will be back again soon with another share for you. Thanks for stopping by.